This is the Night Report. I'm George Roberts. More than 50 Palmerton residents come out tonight to the Borough Council meeting and express concern over recent changes to the borough's animal ordinance. News 13's Brittany Michaels joins us now live at the news desk. And Brittany, what's changed that has the people there so upset?
Well, George, according to the newly drafted ordinance, outdoor feeding stations and feral cat colonies are not allowed within borough limits. Residents are also concerned about a specific clause of the ordinance dealing with euthanasia. A Humane Society police officer also noted that several parts of the ordinance conflict with state laws.
And as an officer trying to enforce that law, it gives me a harder time to try and enforce the laws when they're conflicting with the laws that are already at the state level.
Palmerton Borough Council members were unaware their newly amended animal ordinance could be flawed. 4 animals per household has been their limit since 1986. But now, with a push for stricter enforcement, residents want answers. The board solicitor, who drafted the ordinance, was not at tonight's meeting. Animal advocates and professionals pled their case to the other board members regarding changes they'd like to see to the rules.
Everyone should sit down, people who work with cats, and get a professional opinion before making an ordinance.
I think if your animals are properly cared for, they have a good home, they have their shots, there shouldn't be any reason for anyone to come in and take them out of your home.
A hot topic tonight was feral cat colonies, or groups of cats who are cared for but not domesticated or taken in.
Where people with good intentions are putting out food for cats, and when the cats come, so do other animals. We have a lot of problems with coons and skunks.
A former veterinary technician and animal advocate told the board caring for these cats in managed colony settings is actually minimizing the problem. If they stopped caring for the cats, the problem behaviors would worsen, and the alternative of trying to euthanize them would be cruel and costly.
If you stop feeding stations, if you cripple the TNR program by stopping the feeding stations, by this time next year, you're going to see a significant difference.
Who's going to euthanize the animals in 24 hours after they're held for 5 days?
Anyone in violation of the 4-animal limit is subject to have their animals confiscated and potentially euthanized. But board members argue that's not their intention.
It says they can, it doesn't say we're going to.
We hope nobody ever has to get to that. But there may be a time when we don't see any other alternative.
Residents told me if the ordinance isn't going to be enforced the way it's written, they'd like to see it written in a more humane way. And George, again, the solicitor wasn't there, but there's only 30 to 60 days to dispute this ordinance, so hopefully you can take a look at it soon.
All right, interesting story. Thank you, Brittany.